Alicia Powell, the Gateway Pundit, and we're here outside of the Todd Blanche confirmation hearing with Ivan Raiklin. Ivan, you have filed a criminal referral to the Honorable Janine Pirro, and this is stating asking Cash Patel to prosecute the cops who committed crimes on January 6, 2021 at the Save America rally. What's in this file, and how are you doing with this endeavor to actually hold these folks accountable?
Yeah, so just a little bit of context. So a few weeks ago, Tom Fitton's Judicial Watch actually won a court case in the District of Columbia that forced the release of the body-worn camera of DC Metropolitan Police Department officers to include Michael Fenone. And I believe Jason Bagshaw and potentially Lila Morris, names that you're very familiar with. And so in that context, coupled with all the releases of CCTV Capitol Police video footage of the United States Capitol Police that was released by Barry Loudermilk's committee over the last few years with the authorization of Mike Johnson, that body of video evidence, as well as journalists that have sifted through that content, to include yourself and many others, have come to the conclusion, and I've seen much of this evidence, to show that the testimony at the hearings before the J6 committee in the 117th Congress, the testimony before in the courts of the jury trials of the Oath Keeper trials, for example, and probably others, these Metropolitan Police Department officers and U.S. Capitol Police officers have committed, in my opinion, activities that meet the threshold of probable cause for the Department of Justice to go ahead and criminally investigate and potentially present to a grand jury criminal charges. And those criminal charges...
Pause this. Well, hold that thought. Hold that thought.
Keep going. You and me now.
Okay. So what are the criminal charges, right? Well, a criminal referral... Gateway Pundit has already published a criminal referral, 7 of them actually, 7 counts for Michael Fenone. And here it is right here. What are they? I'll summarize them for you. On July 27th of 2021, Michael Fenone allegedly made materially false statements to Congress in violation of 18 U.S.C. Section 1001. Also, and I have information related to this, video evidence, etc. Next, he violated 6 criminal counts in the collective: assaulting, resisting, or impeding certain officers or employees on January 22nd. That's a 18 U.S.C. 111 violation on that January 22nd hearing where he defamed me. By the way, I've also filed a $10 million lawsuit on Michael Fenone. 3 counts of violating 40 U.S.C. 5104, unlawful activities in Capitol grounds and buildings, and 2 counts of violating 18 U.S.C. 1512 C2, obstructing an official proceeding. Sound familiar to many J6ers, but this is exactly what Mr. Fanone does according to the video evidence as I provided. You can find it on my X account. That's for Michael Fanone. I have a special place for him. That's why we have 7 criminal referrals. Next up, by the way, I don't know if you knew this, the Fairfax County Police Department is also currently investigating potential role Michael Fanone had in the motivation, potentially, of individuals to threaten me, and we'll see where that investigation leads. Essentially 3 lines of effort going on Mr. Fenone for accountability, civil litigation for defamation, the criminal referrals submitted to Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche, U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia, Janine Pirro, and a few others. Also, it's been provided to key members of the House, as well as key members of the judiciary here in the Senate. We'll see what actions potentially inure from that. And I have 2 other ones, right? Those are the ones that are more breaking. And we can go into those details next.
What we learned from investigating the footage that the government refused to release and was supplied to the Gateway Pundit, basically from sedition hunters who had all the footage, Ivan, we saw that police, and also the defense provided some of this footage too. The police violated federal law. They violated all state law by shooting innocent bystanders, peaceful protesters in the face or neck that day with rubber bullets that could have killed them if it were shot in their face. We saw Joshua Black get struck through the cheek. We saw at least 5 or 6 non-violent protesters struck in the face, and that was Waldo.
Right, you raised good
And
points
then
there.
Shawnee Kirkhoff,
Yes.
obviously, the alleged.
Well, let's go into
bomber.
the first tranche. So what I'm presenting right now is only the first wave of criminal referrals that I'll be submitting moving forward. You're going into a subsequent second and third waves of criminal referrals that I've already planned out and flow on it. You already mentioned a few names, but the ones that are just now hot off the press are specifically criminal referral requests concerning alleged federal criminal violations arising from January 6th investigations and related proceedings, specifically to the 5 individuals. And these 5 individuals consist of Capitol Police and Metropolitan Police Department officers, other than Michael Fenone. The first one, Mr. Harry Dunn. Why? On July 27th, similar to Mr. Fenone of 2021, he made false statements. Okay? And he also, on October 31st of 2022, along with David Lazarus, U.S. Capitol Police Officer, I allege committed perjury, 18 U.S.C. 1621, because the video evidence that has been scoured through by U.S. Capitol Police does not match with the testimony that was provided by both U.S. Capitol Police Officers David Lazarus as well as Harry Dunn. And that's within the statute of limitations. Statute of limitations runs on that particular matter in 2027, October 31st, well within, should Attorney General Todd Blanche be confirmed, to go ahead and address that. But the one that's fleeting, if you will, in the next 10 days or so, is the false statement made on July 27th of 2021 when he testified before the January 6th committee in the 117th Congress. So that's David Lazarus and Harry Dunn. Next up is Michael Byrd, when he talked about shooting and murder. This is a criminal referral for the proposed charge of murder, 18 U.S.C. Section 1111. And that's for January 6th of 2021, referring to Michael Byrd expending a round into Ashley Babbitt, resulting in her death. The underside requests that the Department of Justice investigate whether Lieutenant Byrd at the time unlawfully caused the death of Ashley Babbitt. The referral alleges that Miss Babbitt was unarmed when Lieutenant Byrd discharged his firearm as she attempted to climb through a broken window. The undersigned contends that Ms. Babbitt did not present an imminent threat of death or serious bodily injury at the moment deadly force was used, and asserts that the use of deadly force was not objectively reasonable under the circumstances, and thus this referral requests that the DOJ determine whether the evidence supports prosecution under 18 U.S.C. 1111. And the last two, MPD Officer Lila Morris, again, murder. 4. Officer Morris struck Roseanne Boylan multiple times with a baton while Miss Boylan was on the ground in a vulnerable position on January 6th. More details here. You can fire. And then the last one. The head of Special Operations Division of the Metropolitan Police Department, Jason Bagshaw, for attempted murder. Details on that video evidence of attempted murder and analysis was produced by independent journalist Laura Logan as she interviewed the victim, Victoria White, and the video footage provided by numerous independent journalists, and specifically for Victoria White. The undersigned requests that the DOJ investigate further whether Jason Bagshaw committed attempted murder of Victoria White. And supporting evidence, I have quite a bit of it. It's listed here. And requested actions: open a formal criminal investigation, review all identified documentary, video, testimony, and forensic evidence, present any supporting violations to a federal grand jury, and then pursue Harry Dunn, David Lazarus, Michael Byrd, Lila Morris, and Jason Bagshaw for the federal crimes listed here.
I include this in the article that you can all read, but the fact of the matter is, we all know this, right? Members of Congress know
For years.
this, but there's nothing that's done, and that's why.
And the reason why nothing has been done is if you could pan to this entire hallway This is the reason why nothing has been done. Because none of these journalists from the mainstream disinformation purveyors, if you will, have reported on the factual evidence of what took place on January 6th. Next,
I think I would be someone described as mainstream media.
where are you from, sir?
ITV is a British channel network.
If I may just really quick finish, and then I'll take any and all questions. I'll stay as long as you want. So the last, if I may. So this is related to January 6th. And the reason why I'm here today at this confirmation hearing for Attorney General Todd Blanche is to highlight once again that all of these folks never covered the story. People like you, Gateway Pundit, Miles, you have Lindell TV over here. They've been at the forefront of exposing the truth related to the most censored issues over the last 6 years. January 6th is one of them, and these are the initial culprits that I'm filing criminal referrals for. Many others from U.S. Capitol and Metropolitan Police Department fall into that category.
So
But the other,
what can we expect to see moving forward? I mean, is this just more fodder, or are we going to actually see some indictments, some handcuffs, see them at the federal courthouse, these cops being charged with perjury, at the very least, murder? It seems like, Bird got away with it, Don got away with it.
the way that U.S. senators, the way that the administration and the way that the House of Representatives operates is that those of us that take initiative provide evidence, then we amplify it through the affiliated networks that expose the truth, and that then gets to the people. The people demand more of that information and then subsequently demand that something be done. Right now, we're at this apex where this Attorney General seems to be moving at a light years faster pace than Pam Bondi is, based on his last few weeks of being the acting Attorney General. There's been a lot of movement, whether you like him or not. There's been much more movement from him than there has been from Pam Bondi in terms of accountability, okay? Next, you have, once that occurs, once enough people realize what the real issues are, then we can push our senators, our members of the House, to also file criminal referrals. Right now, we've had Rand Paul. He's been really focused in on Anthony Fauci, right? Well, his stance is that the AutoPen scribble is not a legitimate document for Anthony Fauci. And I think that most of the country realizes now that the AutoPen scribble is not a pardon, and thus the only way to make it into a pardon is for Anthony Fauci, while he's sitting rotting in prison defending himself, to raise that as a defense. That's where we're at as a society. And on that note, when it comes to COVID and COVID accountability, this is the last request that I am submitting over to the Department of Justice. It's a request for federal investigation into the September 14th of 2021 Department of Defense COVID-19 vaccine guidance, its implementation, and any resulting violations of federal law. So, what am I trying to get the Department of Justice to do? To read all the evidence that's already been presented through Senator Rand Paul's committee, through Senator Ron Johnson's subcommittee on investigations underneath the Homeland Security and Government Affairs Committee, and all the evidence that's been put forth and put together of the unlawful Department of Defense COVID-19 jab implementation memo. And all the details are right here. And this is being submitted to Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche, the Honorable Secretary of War Pete Hegseth, as well as the Honorable Secretary of Homeland Health and Human Services, Bobby Kennedy. So everything's really been put into play. I wasn't able to provide the criminal referrals on a lot of these until the evidence percolated its way up. Meaning, on the J6 issue, Judicial Watch releasing all the Metropolitan Police Department body-worn camera footage, okay? Now we're in a position to expose all of the lies. And on the second note, all of the work that's being done with the whistleblower from the CIA related to the origins of COVID and Anthony Fauci's role in it, as well as the Ron Johnson hearings related to how, as early as March of 2021, there were already safety signals showing that the vaccines caused deaths. The question is, how many of those deaths were from the military population? And if there were some, then you have to investigate whether or not that can be attributed to the unlawful vaccine mandate implementation memo signed by the Acting Assistant Secretary of Defense for Health Affairs